What's up, everyone, and welcome to Project XTalk, an Xbox podcast, your weekly podcast all about Xbox. This is episode number 31. If you like that, make sure to subscribe to the channel, drop us a like, and tell all your friends. We're live every Thursday, so come hang out with us. I'm your host, Kevin, aka the Muffin Mon, and I'm joined by my usual gang of misfits here, Tom, Amon, and Garrett. How you guys doing?
What's up?
Good.
I'm doing great.
We're also joined by a massive special guest this week. We welcome the Lord himself from the Iron Lords podcast, Lord Cognito. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Long overdue. I know we've been talking for some time, man. Great to be in the realm of the X talk, talking X things with my ex brother. I had to throw X in there. but all jokes aside, man.
Extreme.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad we're able to finally get our schedules aligned, get this done. A lot of gaming topics, good stuff going on. So let's do it, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, I certainly appreciate you coming on. Obviously, I think we're all fans of the Iron Lords over there. I love your intros. I'm glad we got a little one here, little going on. But for anyone that doesn't know, I do want to give every guest time. What is the Iron Lords? And why don't you plug away right now? This is your time.
No doubt, man. I appreciate it, man. And thanks for the kind words. Yeah, like Iron Lords podcast, pretty much for lifelong friends, who game all the time. And most of us outside of Attic, he's not from the South Bronx, but actually from the Ring Streets of West Virginia. That's the homie. But most of us from the South Bronx and New York City. And we used to just game together. And, so every Saturday was my house and just kind of bringing everybody together, get away from the negativity that was going on and just game. And as we've gotten older, what has happened is, people have got married or whatever. And then I actually met Addict and, he would be in our party chats and he'd just be like, man, this is a podcast. Like he would always try to get me to get into it. And, eventually I was kind of reluctant because I'm like, I'm old. It's a young man's game. They don't care about, my old thoughts, kind of thing. But, I give him a lot of credit, because, once we got the ball rolling, the incentive, and then at that point, then I got, the family and I got King back in, I got Solve in, and ever since then, it's just been, nonstop every Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern, Sunday's the Lord's Day. And we pretty much try to celebrate content creators, developers, publishers, big people who have influence in gaming. And I think a lot of times we don't give people their flowers while they can smell them. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to wait until something happens to someone to show, yo, what you did changed my life, or this game changed my life, kind of thing. So that's pretty much what it is, man. And we're blessed with the community we have. We're very fortunate, and I'm happy to keep seeing this thing, continue to grow, man. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. And you, speaking of killing it, you are killing it lately. I've seen you popping up all over the place. You're on Unlocked with Ryan McCaffrey over there. You're on the Kind of Funny XCast. Xbox Expansion Pass. Shout out Luke Lore, friend of the show. And you're having huge guests on your own podcast. You had Colin Moriarty, formerly Kind of Funny. Last Day Media was on recently. So like you said, good things happening, and it's great to see you having all that success.
Thank you, brother. Really appreciate it. And that's what we're trying to do. Just keep growing this thing and making sure that regardless of platform, you got a voice. As long as everyone's respectful, nothing crazy. We're going to have some fun and talk games, man. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. And that's what we're here to do. So we'll get started with that. And now it's time for our first segment. And as we do every week here on Project X Talks, we start the show off by asking one question. And that question is, what you playing? So I'm going to start with you, LC. What you playing?
Well, I'm not playing Outriders yet. Square Enix, me and you, we got some things going on. But shout out to them. I've been in a month war with them, and because again, we had the restoration issue, and I was one of those unfortunate people, like we talked, before the show went live, and that had my loot zapped. So I was patient. I said, look, I get it. I'm a looter shooter veteran. I know how this goes. Usually the first 2 weeks within launch are always rough. So what I tend to do is be patient until they get the issue resolved. Once they resolved it, and then I was unable to sign in past my title screen, that's when my frustration started to mount. And I started to see more people on console and more people say they had issue. And all I wanted is say, look, I'm not demanding an immediate fix. All I'm saying is acknowledge that the issue exists, because if you don't, and you're not transparent as a community manager, as a social media entity, it looks bad on your product. So today, finally, I got the acknowledgement. The issue is fixed. So I will test jumping back in because all I want to do, brother, want to finish the campaign. That's all I want to do. I just want to finish the campaign. So I've been doing that. It's been, shout out to Attic in the chat. I want to do Yakuza Like a Dragon. I've been blazing that. I'm very close. That game is amazing. It's hilarious. I've been rocking on that. And in between time, when I have quick bursts of like little 5-10 minutes, MLB The Show has been my fix, man. I've been doing March to October. Really enjoying that mode. And last but not least, obviously, Iron Lords podcast. You know the foundation is Destiny. Destiny new season is back. So I've been rocking Season of the Splicer. I've been doing that. So yeah, that's been pretty much all the things I've been playing.
Yeah, no, like I said, I can relate to the Outriders issues. I finished my campaign on a different character. My Devastator will never live to see the day, but it's good stuff over there. And yeah, I saw Destiny 2. I haven't played Destiny 2 in forever, but obviously that's where you guys come from. You got the Iron Lords. So
yeah, brother. Look, Game Pass, man. Ain't no excuses now. You come on now. It's not too late to get indoctrinated.
Tom,
no jokes aside. You should give it a shot. Oh, and last thing I forgot. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, baby. This week, man. I'm hyped.
Absolutely. Tom, my guy, what you playing?
I've been playing a lot of Yakuza Like a Dragon, but not really playing Yakuza. I just literally been focused on building Ichiban's holding to be the top company in the world.
The business management game.
Yeah.
Yo.
Dude, I've spent so many hours on this game just literally staring at my guy running across the screen in like 8-bit form. Oh, money, here it comes. Ranked up, baby. Right now I'm at rank 5. So I'm getting close. Right, I have so much money now.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm going to spend it all on, but my dudes are going to be kitted the hell out after this. They're going to have the best gear.
Not to interrupt you, Tom, but it warms my heart to see all the Yakuza love. As you guys know, my game of the year last year, it's in my top 10. I've just like top 10 games of all time. Like I absolutely love this game. I got all but one achievement, which is the final end game dungeon. Which I can't grind that much. And that mini game, I love that mini game. I got one question. Do you put the chicken in the boardroom? Because
absolutely.
That is easy damage. He takes no cost and he destroys everyone.
I didn't know that.
The thing is, you're absolutely right. Because what it is the chicken, and I believe the old lady, their command cost to actually interrupt the arguments is very low. So what you want to do is whenever you know the game, when the colors come up and the shareholders have an argument, you use those characters if it corresponds to break the argument, and you can actually go more times and do more damage with your other characters as well. Oh yeah, that game, that mini game is so addicting. And then what's cool is by getting to rank 1, not only obviously you get that extra character in the meantime, Eri, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And then the other thing is Ichiban gets crazy special moves. The money slap, that's super powerful. And I don't want to spoil it too much, but you're going to get a summon, so to speak. You know what I'm talking about. That is so outrageous and so powerful. Like, it's some of the best in-game content by doing that game. That game is addicting in itself. I was like on chapter 5 for like 2 weeks because I was stuck addicted to the damn minigame.
It's great. Yeah, definitely keep at it, Tom. What else are you playing besides Yakuza?
I downloaded FIFA 21 because it was on Game Pass. Never played a FIFA game in my life. I can't dribble for shit. I have not scored once, by the way. Like I played with my buddy online, just 1v1s. The second game he went 8-0. I was 0. I didn't score once. I have still yet to score. I don't know how to score in this game. I did a skill training to figure it out. Don't know. I'm just bad. But I'm going to keep playing it because it is pretty interesting. And the dribbling is fun.
Yeah. Hold on. I got to get on my boy 108 in the joint. Shout out to 108 Dragon TV. He's in the chat. Definitely. Brother, you got to play Yakuza. You have. Tell him XTalk. He has to play it, bro.
I already responded to him. He's got to play. It's amazing. Everyone, go play Yakuza if you haven't. Aman, what you playing?
Well, I just beat Titanfall 2, and God, that game is so underrated. that game is extremely underrated. I started the Remains of Edith Finch. I
Ooh.
like the game. I
Throwback.
like the story of the game, but I'm not sure if it's my type of game exactly. But
Okay.
yeah, I like the story and the whole concept of the game. Yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Oh, what, bro? I saw you. I think you're selling yourself a little short. I saw you playing The Walking Dead, the Telltale game. What you
Oh
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah.
He doesn't want to
Yeah, I
talk
was
about
playing
that.
that
Don't
last
embarrass him.
week. Yeah.
Like he trying to get his achievements
Yeah, I
up.
was playing Walking Dead.
I mean, I did see Fractured Minds in there, so I think someone is
Oh.
trying to get his achievements up.
Oh, he got to expose it. Oh, I feel it.
I did Fractured Minds like around 3 months ago, but yeah, I'm still at top of the achievements leaderboard.
Yeah, yeah.
I also started playing FIFA 21. I love FIFA, so yeah,
Nice.
but that's all.
Right.
Like,
Cool. Garrett, what you playing, my guy?
Well, Tom last week was talking about Skyrim, so I loaded up that, but I didn't do no vanilla playthrough. My thing is loaded up. All my dragons are like little fucking Thomas the Train engines. Sorry for swearing. But yeah, no, the work that they put into that game and the different mods you could get is just astounding. And like still to this day. And like I put in like this realistic storms and night sky mod and like the atmosphere in that game just astounding, beautiful. But other than that, like really I'm just dawdling my time to midnight tonight when Mass Effect comes out.
You know it, bro. That's it.
Yeah,
Time to take on the
Absolutely. Like I said, I'll take my turn. Like I said, Mass Effect's downloading over there. Can't wait to see. I recently purchased an OLED, an LG OLED.
Oh, we gonna level up. What you got? What you got, sir? I'm pocket
I
watching.
got
What do you use?
I got the BX. I got the BX. I couldn't.
Still good.
It's still good. I couldn't
Yeah.
quite get the CX. It's a 55 inch. So really that 1440p 120 setting kind of. I was like, oh, that, you know, I was
Yeah, bro.
interested. Now I'm really interested. So
Yeah, brother. Absolutely.
yeah, 120 is good. So yeah, it's
Mhm.
great TV. Definitely, if anyone's looking for it, and I got it on sale, so I couldn't
Nice.
pass it up.
Nice, brother. You got to do it, just especially for next gen. I agree.
Yeah. So other than that, I beat Shining Resonance Refrain, which is a
Ooh.
JRPG. For anyone that doesn't know, I talked about it last week. Remaster of a PS3 game came out in like 2019 on Xbox. So it a little dated, but I did finally beat it. Really good game. It's got all the classic JRPG, you know, romance options, side quests, classic JRPG story. It's got idols. So the whole thing. If you want to check that out, go for it. Other than that, I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn a little bit over on PlayStation. This is my first PlayStation. They know that, and let everyone else know. I never had it, so I'm checking it out. It's free to play.
Mhm.
I still maintain. I know this is controversial, but it's overrated, guys. I'm not seeing the massive appeal of this game. Like, I like Aloy. I still like Aloy. The more the story goes on, I like her more. Everything else about the game, I'm not really vibing with. Like, the combat is not great to me. I like the stealth. If they had made this a full stealth game, I would have loved it way more. I think.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it is. Yeah, a lot of people. It's polarizing. I do hear that. Like, there's people who really love it. There's people that are like, hey, I just can't get into it. Who kind of are on your side as well.
Yeah, I'm liking the story, so I'm gonna see it out. I'm gonna see it out for the story. But other than that, Pokemon Snap, nothing. I'm taking pictures of Pokemon. That's my relaxed podcast game. So nothing really to talk about there. So we'll move into our news roundup section. We got some news this week. We'll start off with story number 1, and it's Xbox Game Studios are headed into next gen. And this comes from the Coalition, and they're moving into next gen game development. Coming straight from the Gears 5 website, the Coalition, the game studios behind Gears of War, has stated, at the Coalition, we pride ourselves on delivering the best possible Gears of War games and the best possible game performance using cutting-edge tools like Unreal Engine. We wanted to update our fans on both those things. And then they continue, during a worldwide pandemic and working from home, the team launched a first strategy title, Gears Tactics, relaunched Gears 5 and Tactics on Xbox X, Series X and S hardware with performance upgrades and features, revamps Gears 5 multiplayer with a ton of content updates, and capped the year with the first mainline campaign expansion, Hive Busters, in almost a decade. As we look to the future, we're excited to start shifting our resources to next-gen development using Unreal Engine 5. Gears of War has always been at the front of Unreal Engine development as a breakout 720p title, and that sounds so weird now.
So weird, right? Yeah.
720p title for the 360 through last year's 120 FPS multiplayer update for Series X and S. We're excited to continue the tradition by developing on Unreal Engine 5 for multiple new projects in the coming years. They add shifting to a new engine is a big undertaking, so we want to be clear that we will not be announcing any new projects or titles for some time. Guys, what's your read on this? Because my read is that this means Gears 6 years away at least.
I agree. I think it's two parts, two thought process I have going on, which is one, I do like the transparency as far as, them saying, okay, this is what's going on. We are going to be shifting to the engine. Because as a techie myself, I'm always a fan when studios start to implement the new stuff. We want to see the engines. Unreal Engine, in my opinion, has always been one of the gold standard kind of engines when it comes to video game graphical fidelity and things of that nature. So, like that amazing 720p, we laugh when we hear it now, but at the time, Gears, when it launched, there was a story, I believe, with Cliffy B and the Coalition guys and the Xbox 360, and they showed them Gears at that time with the recommended memory count allocation of what they would need to make it look great. And Microsoft at the time, I guess that they were still discussing the internals with the 360, and they had a lower memory count. And they're like, look, guys, this is how it looks here with your settings, but this is how Gears will look with the additional memory. So what I liked about it is Microsoft acquiesced. They put the additional memory, and then we got the Gears franchise that we all know and love. And to this day, I remember that being a key moment in Xbox history. I remember, Mad World or Cold, whatever that trailer was of Gears and the music and the emotion. And brother, I was like, what is that? I've never seen anything like that. So Gears, from a graphical fidelity standpoint, has always pushed the envelope. And last but not least, I'll actually want to shout out Gears Tactics. It doesn't get enough credit. I feel Gears Tactics cinematically blows Gears 5 away. Like it is the thing they're doing. Like, I know people don't like turn-based. I'm team turn-based, but
my guy right here.
We vibing. We here, bro. So it's like I tell people all the time, you talk, there's nothing to showcase my series. Oh, really? Throw on Gears Tactics, look at one of the cinemas and then get back to me. You tell me if you're not blown away. And that's Unreal Engine 4, right? So what's cool about it, we know they're going to 5. Yes, Gear 6 is going to be farther away. But the way I look at it is, let's be honest, sometimes you need to miss something a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We got all these other studios going on. And then we do know, the rumor is that they are working on another IP. And that is something I have always championed for Xbox Studios. One thing that Sony does well is their studios can work on multiple projects. I don't see why Xbox couldn't do it. The Xbox community was very angry with me. But I was like, look, you can do other stuff. I want a new IP. I want a new fresh face going into the Series X generation. So yeah, this news, it excites me. I'm not like angry because I look at the overall Xbox studio lineup. There's tons of stuff being worked on. Coalition, take your time. Work on that Gears. Use like a smaller game or game to kind of get yourself familiar with the engine, and then so by the time Gears 6 come, we're gonna really see some fidelity. So that's where I'm at with it.
Garrett, Amon, let me know your thoughts. Jump in here. Who wants to go first?
Man, he got all of the bases covered. I was just sort of drawing lines through, like, can't say that now.
Sorry, my bad. I got me excited.
But I think the game that you're talking about, I think Amon mentioned it a while ago, and it's a collab between 343 and Coalition. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm actually just trying to look it up because, like, I looked at their progress notes.
It's called Solitary Warfare, yeah.
Yeah, and it was actually supposed to come out and do like their first announcement trailer at the last E3. But then when everything in the world happened, it just got cut from the online show. So I think they're going to show it this year with a very short turnaround time. With like hey, this is going to be out by Christmas.
I always forget that exists.
Yeah, like there is an active project that they have like 4 years of progress notes on. So like it's there, it's been in development, and it's one of those things that just I can't seem to find it online when I need it.
Mhm. I know there was a rumor going around, which Jeff Grubb has kind of shot down, which was that they were working on some sort of what was it, Star Wars IP? Is that what it was? Yeah, and I was like, no, I don't know. The Coalition. I mean, I'm sure they would do great. I think the Coalition is one of the best studios Xbox has, if not the best, in terms of like pushing graphics and like storytelling. And I'm on. What do you?
Hivebusters DLC is
Yeah.
enough for that
Oh,
one.
Hivebusters, yeah,
That's
facts.
beautiful. Beautiful.
I'm on.
That's
What do you think, my guy?
Yeah, I think Coalition are masters of the Unreal Engine. Like they know how to push it to its limits. They know how to take get the most out of it. So I'm excited that they're switching to the Unreal Engine 5, and Gear 6 is years away. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a graphical masterpiece when it does come out.
No doubt. Now I saved the last opinion for a reason, because Tom, you don't like Gears of War.
No, I think the Gears of War franchise is not fun at all. I have no appeal to it at all. I've tried playing Gears 4 and 5. The storytelling was just like super melodramatic. I did not enjoy it at all. One thing I will give though, the graphics are fantastic. They do really good.
Gotcha.
So them switching over to Unreal 5, definitely it's going to showcase like them being a powerhouse like developer and really pushing what Xbox can do. So I'm interested to see what they can do with that, but I'm not going to be interested in another game. Maybe the other IP that's being teased out here that you guys are talking about, maybe I'll play that one. But yeah.
Amon, you
back
were
up.
raising your hand.
About is ready. He's like,
I'm gonna back you up there, Tom. I think the Gears franchise got boring after Gears 3. Gears 4 and 5 they were okay games. They weren't as good as Gears 1, 2, and 3, which I think
Well,
the genre.
I agree with that. But
yeah, we agree with that.
yeah, I think the first three are the pinnacle, but 4 and 5 are good. I think four for me is better than 5 in terms of story, but I still think it's a good game.
Right.
I liked Gears Tactics over Gears 5.
Big time.
And I said that in the review. If anyone's seen it on our channel, I reviewed Gears Tactics. I liked it better than Gears 5. Do you guys think that we get a Gears Tactics 2? Do you think Gears Tactics has been successful enough that we get and since you're the other Gears Tactics fan here, Lord, where would you like to see that set in the timeline? Because for everyone, as we know, this was a prequel.
This is a prequel, and again, a huge fan. You know, basically, we learn about Gabe Diaz and you know his role, and I feel there's a lot of storytelling there to be told. Shout out to Splash Damage, who worked with Coalition on that. We had Splash Damage on ILP, you know, talking about one of the Gears Tactics game developers, and like the demand is there. The demand is there. I think what they need, you know, to kind of help Amon and Tom out here is Gears does need a break. I feel Gears needs to step away a little bit, right? Because it's been such a go-to staple for the Xbox, you know, library to be there all the time. And I think there's nothing wrong with missing it while they reinvent themselves. Now, to your point, my friend, I think my thing is Gears 4, in my opinion, all of them, 1 through 3, we all agree are the pinnacle of the franchise, in my opinion, right? 4 and 5 is where the people start there's a disconnect. And I think 4, in my opinion, was a little too safe and it didn't take enough risk to try to do different things, right? 5 was okay to me. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, it wasn't a bad game, it was good. But I do think they're in this weird position that if you go too away from the core, you'll upset the hardcore. But you need new players to kind of appreciate this franchise. We need to get Tom and Amon excited. So they need to do something narratively to get them invested. So that's why I want them to take time away. But to your overall question, with Gears Tactics 2, I think we do get it. I think the reception was good on PC, which it initially launched. And I believe, hopefully on Series X when it did kind of launch as a launch title updated with Jack. Did you play with Jack yet? Did you play with what you call it, the extra character yet?
Yes, yes, I
That
did.
is a game changer. That is a game changer for that game. So I would love to see them continue because I think there's more story to tell.
I agree.
Mhm.
I think we can all say we're pretty excited for what, except Tom, but maybe the one game. But we're pretty excited for the coalition's next foray, and we'll see what they got in store for a few years. No doubt, it'll look gorgeous. I'm going to transition to another Xbox game studio because we got an update on Fable to talk about, and we received this update. I think it came out after we were live last week. So, update on Fable, and it comes from a job listing. But the job listing says that is for an engineer, so it'll have a major impact on 3 AAA titles in development across 2 beloved Xbox franchises. Specifically states the job will be, quote, enriching the tool set to support an open world action RPG, Fable. And that is for someone that'll be using the Forza Tech engine. And for anyone unfamiliar, that is the engine that is used for Forza Motorsports. Guys, what do you think about Fable being built on Forza? Wasn't what I predicted.
Yeah, it's a
I
good
could
one.
sort of see it though, right? Because it's the tech that they already have and they're accustomed to,
Mhm.
right? Like I read a little bit online for this, and some people are ticked. They're like,
Oof.
"My fantasy game's gonna look like a racing game." Like, nah, dude, it's
No,
the
no.
same technology. Not you're not right at all. I'm sorry, but you're just wrong. Like it's made
Mhm.
like I'm glad that they're familiar with it instead of trying to wing it on some new tech with like a lot of people here. I don't know how long you guys have been Xbox guys, but Fable's like my childhood. You best do as much as you can to that game.
Mhm. Mhm.
Don't give me a CDPR fiasco and release some half-baked thing after teasing me like a carrot on a stick for half a decade. Right? Like just take it, do your thing, do it with whatever tech you're comfortable with, and I think we should all be happy. All right?
Yeah, I agree. I think that sometimes as gamers, I think we have a tendency to overanalyze. And I
Mhm.
think
Yeah.
that the reality is on paper, you're like, oh, they're using the for what is going to be, driving it. Look, it's not. You know what I'm saying? This is the tech, like you said, that they're familiar
Yeah.
with, right? And to me, I look at the track record of the studio, even if you're not a racing fan, right? You can't deny the quality of the Forza series. And I'm excited to see Playground do something different and for them to be trusted with this beloved franchise, right? I'm not the biggest Fable guy. I'm not going to sit there and say that, but I'm excited to see what it could be in the next generation with Playground's one of their best studios. We can't even deny it. Like I'm a Horizon guy. That's a quality game. I'm not the hardcore motorsports guy, but like Horizon is that happy medium for me where it's casual and I can play with friends and it's not I don't got to tweak all this stuff and you know what I mean? Like it's just jump and go and it's fun. So I think the key for them is like you said, let them take their time, let them get completely integrated, ingratiated with the engine. I think they're gonna be fine, man. I think Microsoft. And the last point I'll say is that Microsoft's in a better position now with Xbox Game Studios because again, we've had multiple studios on ILP. We've had Obsidian, we have Compulsion, we've had these guys, some of the coalition, and the key theme that I love that I hear is the actual collaboration between technology and ideas. And you're hearing Obsidian say, hey, you know what? Rare, you guys do water amazing. How about, we collaborate. Hey, Obsidian, you guys do narrative amazing, voice acting. Hey, let's get Playground and us in the room and let's talk about what did you do here on our work. These are the type of things that Microsoft never was able to do because they would always buy all the second party stuff. Now, when you have everything in house, you have this collaborative thing, and it's beautiful to see. That's what excites me for the future. I'm not worried about Fable. I think Fable's going to be fine. Just like you said, take your time.
Come on, Tom, you want to jump in?
I mean,
Hard to follow, I
yeah,
know.
I know. Like, they both started off
Sorry.
good. No, it's not. It's nothing to be sorry about. But yeah, it's definitely beneficial for them. Just keep working with whatever engine you're already accustomed to. I've said this, I think, a couple podcasts ago. You don't have to like. I think when we were complaining about the Frostbite engine, just allow people to work with what they're used to, and you're gonna get quality products out of it. And even though Playground might need assistance in like the story department, because I'm not sure they've ever done that before. Horizon is not a story intensive game at all. You just drive, get cars. So, but like like Lord said, collaborative. They have so many different studios at Xbox that could definitely help with this, and the game will be just fine.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Fable because when the original games came out, I was too young, and this new Fable is going to be the great gateway to me into this franchise.
Great to see it coming back.
Yeah.
I love all of them. I think 2 is the weakest for me. I know that's a controversial opinion, but the only thing that concerned me when I heard this was Playground doing combat with this engine, because I don't think we've ever seen combat used. But the one thing that gets me excited is the ability to build worlds and specifically like environments and weather, because if you've played a Forza game, the weather system is phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. So I'm really excited to get into the world of Fable and see the rain, the snow, the environments that they can create and produce with this engine. So I'm with you. I think it's going to be a great time.
And just on the hopelessly optimistic side, if it is with that engine and there's horse races, you can best believe
you
horse
know.
races will be
Oh,
amazing.
It's gonna be the best one you ever seen. I agree, bro. I agree.
Dragon TV says Battlefield Hardline Playground did the story for that.
Didn't know that.
Wasn't
Okay.
aware of that.
Wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, didn't pick that one up. Didn't touch
I remember
it.
that one. I remember that one. That was when it was kind of going after
Yeah.
not, it just shows that they've had their feet wet with narrative and stuff like that. And then at the end of the day, they've got all this source material and this, to really dig down and find it. And hopefully, as long as they bring the hardcore community and people who are invested into the franchise so they can go the right direction, they'll be fine. Last point. Sometimes we've seen it in gaming where, I know Horizon's not your favorite, but, only do one thing. And a lot of these studios have multiple teams and can branch out and show diversity as far as the types of titles they could do.
I mean, PlayStation has been making a killing off their studios shifting from what they knew to something new and creating these new IPs. So I know Fable isn't a new IP, but it is a new studio. It's a new team tackling it.
Mhm.
And I think the trailer shows that they know this is like, you got to have that humor that Fable has, that is known for, and the style of RPG. So I have no concerns with Playground. I think they're going to do a fantastic job, and I just can't wait to see more. It's going to be a few years though.
Yeah, we gotta wait.
So we'll jump into some. Oh, what was that?
It's coming 2024. That's my prediction.
2024. That's a while. I was thinking more 2023, but we'll see what happens. We're gonna jump into something a little more immediate that's happening right now. Xbox May update brings heavily requested feature. This comes from Jonathan Hildebrandt, Director of Project Management for Xbox over on Xbox Wire. Quick Resume is getting even better with improved reliability, faster load times, and a new group that organizes your Quick Resume games in one place. Basically, if you update your Xbox, you now get a nice little tile that shows you all the games currently in Quick Resume. And I don't know about you guys, but I love Quick Resume. I use it constantly. I keep games just always loaded. It is really nice to know which ones are currently there because with Shiny Resonance, the game I just beat, for example, I assumed it was we're going to have quick resume, so I left it. I went to play FIFA and came back, didn't quick resume, and now I will know because it won't be in the queue. So there's a few other things, but what do you guys think about this enhancement to quick resume? Is this a feature you're using all the time?
Oh yeah, of course. Quick resume is the best thing that Xbox has at this point, I think. Also, and to your point,
Exactly.
if you press the Xbox button, you know how it shows like the FPS boost. It'll
Yeah.
say quick resume on there, so you'll know if the game is even capable of it for future reference. So
Gotcha.
hopefully you didn't lose too much progress there. But yeah, I use quick
Luckily not.
resume all the time, especially for games that have like the ridiculously long loading times, like Red Dead Redemption 2. I always have that one on quick resume just because I never beat it and I'm still trying to beat it. But for most other games, honestly, Xbox loads so fast anyways that I use it, but I don't really need it too much. But that's a welcome feature for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is one of the features I've been kind of clamoring for a minute because quick resume is one of the best features of Series X. It's the feature you didn't know you needed until you have it. And again, I'm going between Yakuza Like a Dragon, I'm going between Hitman 3, I'm going between MLB The Show and stuff like that, and just being right at the exact save state or play state that you were is tremendous. The only issue we had was that I didn't know which games were in the queue, which were out of the queue, what happens, that kind of stuff. So now, I'm in the insider program, and I've been testing it for about a little over a couple of weeks now, and I love it. It's because you get to see which games are in it. You can quit it if you want to take a game out of it. You know what I'm saying, kind of thing. It also works with 360 games. I love the ability to multitask. It's so cool, and like Tom was saying, like you see now when you press the Xbox guide button, it'll say quick resume, auto HDR, FPS, but any of the features that the game supports, it's there. So shout out to Jason Ronald, those guys and the team. It is a tremendous. I mean, you can still quick resume from a system update, from a cold boot. That's insane. I remember speaking because a couple of PC guys are a little mad at me because I was like, look, this feature is not really prevalent. It does not operate the same the way the Series X, and the people were getting a little in their feelings. Oh, it does. I was like, yeah, you can have a game in memory, but you can't have multiple games, and you can't go from a cold state, remove, you know what I'm saying, and be in the same capacity that the Series X is doing, is what I was trying to say. So once they seen that, and I actually had to hit up the team. I was like, look, guys, I was like, PC guys are coming at me off a comment I said on ILP, and I need confirmation. They told me, and I'll give you guys an exclusive, you would need a virtual machine and custom setup on your PC to be able to replicate exactly what the Series X is doing. So in theory, I got confirmation. It cannot be done on PC officially. So PC fanboys, leave me alone. I got PC too. I like it, but you can't do that. That's just what it is. It is no disrespect. It's just technology. It's an innovative feature. The velocity architecture stuff, it's not just buzzwords. These are real practical features.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think Quick Resume has been my favorite feature on the Series X, and I think that's what defines next gen for me so far. Quick Resume, yeah. Yeah, so like I hadn't played on my Series X for a week, and then I jumped back to it, and I start off exactly where I left. So, yeah, great feature.
Mhm.
Well,
You're-
everybody else has said it here,
That's right.
but
Keep singing the praises.
it's
Come on.
still not. Oh no, I'll give it praises, but it's still not the feature that I'm waiting for. I want a
No.
no badger button on a looking for group post.
Ah.
Like when you're making a looking for group thing, I
Mhm.
want there to be like a little box that says like don't harass your friends. Because like Sea of Thieves, it's something that I'll always have on my console, but I don't play it all the time. And you like go through your groups, you gain friends, you lose friends, and whatnot. So I don't even think about it anymore. I'll just make a looking for group thing, and then if it's an active night on there, like it's still got, sometimes I see like 500-600 people for looking for group posts. And like an average game in perspective, Modern Warfare has about 600. So if you're talking about like those amount of people looking for groups, it's still pretty popular at times. So you just don't want your post buried, right? So what do? You spam it. And then after I started collecting friends that were doing the same thing as me, I realized I was an Xbox Pick Me friend. Like you just see that little fucking thing pop up at the bottom. It's like Wayworn Garrett looking for group. It's like, oh my god, I'm
Yeah,
that guy.
I get those. I get
I'm
those from
that
you.
guy.
I get those from
I'm
you.
like, see, but I realized it. So I'm just like, I want a button where I could click. It's just like, no, I've already went through my other 300 friends. Just no, I don't want to harass them anymore.
Yeah.
Time to get in the insider program, my friend. It's time
Right? Like I was
to
thinking about
voice your opinion. The team listens, bro. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
You listen.
Plus, if
So
you
yeah,
get in the insider program now, you can get a Series X and S.
Yes.
Shout
Ooh,
out.
that was a good
Anybody still
slide.
looking? Yeah.
Mhm.
Anybody still looking out there? Try to get in the insider program. You might be able to get yourself a next gen console.
Absolutely. Hmm.
Which I think it's a smart approach. Like I thought it was a bit weird at the time when PlayStation was talking about how they're letting their old PlayStation people get first picks. I think there was an article. But like after this whole scabbing it thing,
Mhm.
they were making the right move. It's smart.
Yeah.
Let the people who play the console get the next.
Exactly.
Yeah, that invite system, Sony, and they've done rounds since then, since the consoles come out. I know some people sometimes they still do the invites to PSN accounts to try to get you in the queue. So
Yeah.
I think it's a smart move for sure. But
Mhm.
I can't go on about quick resume anymore. You guys have said it all. It's a great feature. So we'll move into talking about some game studios, Ubisoft and Sega specifically, and we're going to start with Ubisoft. Ubisoft had an investor call, and we have a roundup pulling from Rebecca Valentine over at IGN, who states news of Ubisoft's vague plans appears to have attracted a surprising amount of attention, making a few investors on the call a bit nervous and fans even more confused. Ubisoft's CFO stated during the call, in line with the evolution of our high quality lineup that is increasingly diverse, we are moving on from our prior commitment regarding releasing 3 to 4 premium AAA games per year. It is no longer a proper indication of our value creating dynamics. Additionally, we are building our high-end free-to-play games to be trending towards AAA ambitions over the long term. This is purely financial communication evolution and does not change the fact we continue to expect a high cadence of content delivery, including powerful premium and free-to-play new releases, as well as continued expansion of our post-launch plans with an increased focus on delivering our biggest franchises. That's a mouthful. They also had to clarify our intention is to deliver a diverse lineup of games that players will love across all platforms. We're excited to be investing more in free-to-play experiences. However, they wanted to clarify this does not mean reducing AAA offerings. So, guys, from the sounds of all that, it sounds like you're going to get the same amount of AAA games every year, so the 3 to 4, but they're ramping up free to play. Does this also mean they're ramping up microtransactions? And what is your guys' take on this? Lord, I'm going to start with you.
It's interesting. I saw the initial statement, and then I saw the clarification. Almost like I want to say it wasn't. I don't. And if it was a complete backtrack or retread, but I did feel like okay, they clearly scared some people by the initial statement, kind of thing. I think, look, Ubisoft is one of the bigger publishers. They've got their annual franchises that they can roll out there. We've been hearing rumblings of them being in maybe a possible partnership situation with Game Pass and leveraging that the same way EA may be doing it. I'm kind of indifferent. I think my thing is, I want them to be able to put out their big titles, some kind of thing. But if I have to put my business hat on, the free to play model is out here, And if you're not, listen, go to Xbox Live, go to the most played games on Xbox Live. You're going to see consistently out of that top 10, 5 of them are going to be consistent for the most part. It's going to be Fortnite. You're going to see the Roblox. You're going to see the Call of Duty Warzone. If you're not in the free to play space, I mean, even Halo Infinite, the multiplayer confirmed, free to play. You have to get the most engagement that you can. That's just how it is now. I think the days of the standalone the multiplayer, the paid multiplayer may be going away. And I think they may be trying to pivot and adjust to that kind of change. And one thing that Ubisoft loves to do It's those microtransactions. So we gotta keep it real here. Like, I remember I don't play Assassin's Creed games like that, but I know a lot, shout out to Lord King, Addict, Soft, those guys play it more than me. And they would tell me, like, you could straight up buy stuff in single player games for progression and advancement. So, is it something I condone? No, but it's part of the game. It's part of the business model. And I think they may be shifting themselves to that. Now, where it I don't mind it is when, if they're in Game Pass, then it feels like I'm getting the game for free, and I might want to spend on a skin, and I might want to do this kind of thing. So, we'll see. And the last point I'll make is, I'm a looter shooter guy. We just saw Division 2 say that they're coming out with Heartland. Sorry about, I know, yeah, they're coming out with Heartland, and it's just like free to play model. Some people thinking that this may be their version of Survival, which is a beloved Division mode. So they're already pivoting. They're already going that way. And I think if you don't have some of your titles in that model, you're gonna get left behind, especially with the type of games that they make.
No, I agree with you. I'm not a Ubisoft guy. Everyone on this podcast knows I'm not the guy who go to Ubisoft. I think I've played one Ubisoft game in the last 10 years, and it was Phoenix Immortals,
Okay.
which I had massive problems with. And not for me. Story good, but I wish it was just a story game. But anyway, that game has microtransactions everywhere. So many for cosmetics, for power-ups, for it's absolutely ridiculous. Now, I know Garrett and Tom, they placed themselves some Assassin's Creed. So, how do you guys feel about this Ubisoft news?
I'll just go first. So I am like somewhat of an Assassin's Creed guy, but I still play through damn near every Far Cry. I'm way more Far Cry than I am Assassin's Creed. But I don't know, simply put, as long as they keep the loot boxes gambling out of it, and like he was saying with the Assassin's Creed, how you can just outright buy some weapons. Yeah, sure. If you're down for that, whatever. It's a single player campaign. It doesn't affect me. You do you. But on the same sense of that, it's sort of alarming if too many people go for money for that, because like he was saying with his business hat, you will definitely start to cater to those people in later years. If that's where your money's at, that's where your money's at. Bottom line, right?
Valid.
But
I don't think a
Yeah,
game like a
that's-
Far Cry would be one of the ones they would like make free to play though, I feel like
God, I hope not.
that's more the Rainbow
hope
Sixes, the Divisions, things that they can monetize. Like right now, like Rainbow Six should in essence already be a free to play game. The game's supported every year. There's new characters and a bunch of like skins every time, and that's like where people buy their like they spend so much money on this stuff. Division, I can see it working as well. They already have like the loot box system there. I mean, I just don't know how much of it's going to impact the story. That's my issue. Like, as long as you guys don't skip back on like what would have been the normal experience, then I'm fine with it. If you have to strip back the experience a whole lot just to make it free to play, then I'm not interested.
Fair enough.
What if one of these games are one of these free to play games is a Far Cry Battle Royale type?
I'll play it.
Oh,
Yeah, you'll play it. You'll play it. Okay, all right. Good to know
He
where
ain't
you're.
in. Amon ain't in. He not in.
I've played every Far Cry game since Far Cry 3, besides Far Cry Primal, I think. I love Far Cry. That's one of the only Ubisoft games I play. I don't really mind the free-to-play thing they're trying to do, but just leave Far Cry out of it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just bring back Splinter Cell. That's all I ask.
Oh God, yes,
That's all I
yes.
ask.
The
Yes.
trolling, the disrespect, just throwing them in mobile games, and I'm like, this is like world class trolling. Like, like man, they know that this base is hungry for this game, and I don't know why they just don't have interest in bringing one of the most beloved stealth characters going in gaming. Like, I don't get it at all.
Absolutely. Hear me out, Ubisoft. Speaking directly to you now. Give me a free to play Splinter Cell based like the multiplayer modes that we've seen, like spies versus terrorists, whatever.
Yes.
Put it out there. It's an easy investment for you. Put it out there. Judge how it's received. See if there's the touch the water. See if there's like put your line out. See if there's a people wanting this, because I guarantee you there are. And then once you see how successful that is, give us a Splinter Cell game. That's what I want.
Or they'll just announce it next month at E3.
E3's in a month.
Yeah.
E3's in a month, man.
They're not going to
And there's
announce
the
it.
rumor
They
that
let me
Xbox
down
Series
year
X
after year.
I know,
There's the
bro.
rumored Xbox Series.
They be having now again. It's
You never
not.
know.
I don't see it on like a Bethesda level acquisition. I see it more of an EA, kind of partnership where it's like, okay, we'll put in a lot of the older catalog stuff. This huge catalog of games that they've been sitting on, including Splinter Cell and all this other stuff, right? Most likely, the team Xbox can leverage FPS boost on some of the older titles and things of that nature. And then with the newer titles, we may get that buffer where maybe like a couple of months, and then boom, then they're in Game Pass and stuff like that. But I think it makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, one thing about Ubisoft, they are not afraid to go anywhere when it comes to technologies and platform distribution. We've seen it with Stadia. They were kind of the first to adopt that. Like they're out there. They're putting their tendrils everywhere as far as getting this out to the masses. And listen, Phil, talk to the boys, man. Look, man, you want to drop a little bag off to get that exclusive Splinter Cell? I mean, Splinter Cell is synonymous with Xbox, and it has a history. It was one of the. I mean, that would be. You want to talk about like blow the roof off at E3, man. If a Splinter Cell is announced, oh man, it would go crazy. I'd call up Red Outdoor because he'd be going crazy. That's his like favorite franchise, and I'd be like, Red, it's your day, it's your birthday, bro. Congratulations.
Isn't Ubisoft doing something with Luna? Don't they have like some channel over there for Amazon? Like, I wonder if that would. I wonder if there's something in there, because as we saw from the contract with Resident Evil, where they're like, you can't put this on a streaming or game service. I wonder if their contractual obligation with Luna makes it so Ubisoft can't come to Game Pass anytime soon.
Probably xCloud. I could see.
xCloud.
I would be shocked if they had something in the verbiage of the language that prevented from Game Pass. But then again, as we saw with Sony and Resident Evil, allegedly. But these languages exist. Game Pass is a force, and if you're the opposition, I can't get mad at you by saying, hey, when you're doing these marketing deals, oh, you can't have that on Game Pass, because we see the effects of an Outriders. We see the effects of Octopath Traveler. We see the effects of Destiny and MLB The Show. These are earth-shattering things, and people are like, yo, I will buy that on that service as opposed to $70 somewhere else.
Absolutely. So there's one more thing that came out of the Ubisoft conference, or investor call, I should say, not conference. And I'm going to direct this one at Garrett. Garrett, you remember a little game called Skull and Bones, the open world pirate game initially revealed in 2017? It has now been delayed for the fourth year in a row. 4 years. Guys, I got to ask the question. One, is this game ever coming out? And two, does anyone besides Garrett care anymore?
I don't think anyone cares, man. I'm losing hope, man. Like, I wanted to relive the Assassin's Creed Black Flag days where it was like, screw the whole assassin thing, I'm gonna be a pirate. Like,
Yep.
That's what I want to relive it for. That's why I'm waiting on that game. It had some of the coolest, like, you would upgrade your ship and you would actually see stuff. Like, it's so disheartening in the future Assassin's Creed games. It's like, I leveled up my hull. Still looks like the same boring wooden long ship that I'm hauling up and down the beaches. Like, come on. Give me something substantial to chew on when it comes to the whole ship mechanic. But, like, I'm excited in a way, but not in others. It's just gone on too long.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, bro. I remember when I first saw that trailer. I was like, oh, okay, this is a play on Sea of Thieves. I might get it, like a mature Sea of Thieves, you know what I'm saying? Black Flag style. Like, it looked fire. I admit, I was excited for it. And then, I don't know.
It's like, I'm not even sure if it went to development hell because it didn't even get that far. Like,
I agree, bro.
I don't know. It just everyone stopped talking about it. Then they're like, "Oh no, we're still working on it. Can you show us something?"
Yeah.
No. It's like,
You're
Right.
all
You're right.
right then. I guess I tried.
You're absolutely right. I do remember, man. Big God, nice pop
Yeah,
too. Mhm.
yeah. Like they made it look dope.
Yeah, it looked good.
Mhm.
It looked really good.
That was years ago. So who knows? Maybe they're trying to freemium it. I don't know. I don't care. But if they do, I will not be on that boat.
Oh. Tom, Amon, you care about this game at all anymore?
I don't think I've cared it to begin
I
with.
did care about this game.
Well, you like
Yeah,
Sea of
it
Thieves.
looks
I
fun.
like Sea of Thieves, but this game was like it looked a little different though. Like it's like he said, it was more like a Black Flag style, and I like Black Flag, but I can just play
Mhm.
Black Flag, you know. So I'm like, I'm not hyped for it.
Uh-huh.
Well, I would struggle to get hyped now. You know, you might not ever get it. So
Good thing I never
Mhm.
got hyped to begin with. See,
Crushing this man's dreams over here. Damn.
Is
Come
it
on,
worse to
Tom.
lose hype or never get hyped at all?
I hear you. That's a good point. Oh, that's a good argument. That's a good argument. You're right. You're right.
we'll transition away from Ubisoft and go to Sega because they've also been talking. So Sega, their Shuji Utsumi, and I'm not sure what his role at Sega is, told Famitsu that Yakuza Like a Dragon was the most successful title in the franchise worldwide, and that Sega wants to globally expand Atlas games by releasing them simultaneously worldwide and possibly on multiple platforms. He also said that, this comes following the comments that Yakuza will remain turn based going forward, and Judgment will now be the action based game. Sega coming into my good graces. I tweeted this out there. You know, I loved Sega as a kid, and I kind of fell away from them. I swear, in the last 2 years, since their little relationship with Microsoft has started, they've really, really got me back. And that Shining Resonance game was a Sega game, so I'm in on Sega. You know, Fantasy Star Online 2, New Genesis coming out. We got Yakuza all on Game Pass. Yakuza Like a Dragon, killing it. The switch to turn-based to keep me in the series. They're making all the right moves. What do you guys think about? We'll start with just Yakuza right now, and then we're going to touch on the second part of that statement after. So, how you guys feeling?
I'm down
Yakuza Like
for
a
it.
Dragon is still on my playlist.
Okay.
I think it's gonna come to Game Pass soon, so I'm just waiting for that.
Oh no,
He's one of them.
I'm feeling because you know it probably is gonna happen. I would
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
But yeah,
just-
I tried
Oh.
Yakuza 6. I tried Yakuza 6, I think. It was on Game Pass. I didn't really like the combat in it, so I think turn-based might be a better alternative to.
Lord?
Yeah, this is the topic I was the most excited about when you showed me. I was like, huge Sega kid. That's just my heart. Sega's my heart. I've always felt my Xbox has been like their spiritual successor for me as a Sega kid. When I didn't know what to do when the building burnt down, I had to find a home. You know what I'm saying? But Microsoft kind of kept that afloat with me, and I love the relationship. I love what's going on now. I love how they're coming out and verbally saying how well they are doing by being multi-platform, how well the Yakuza series is doing by being in Game Pass and getting people into it. And like you said earlier, you know, Like a Dragon is one of the most underrated games, and it was a fantastic launch game. And for people who I know we're turn-based guys, but there's a lot I get a lot of pushback. Like, I don't like turn-based. I'm like, try this game. And the reason why I tell people to try it is because it makes turn-based fun. It's very cinematic. It's very bombastic. It's not very small characters. You actually have inputs and things you could do. You know, press the Y, or, you know, kind of things. And the story is great. So what I like what Sega's done here is, one, they're showing tremendous success with this franchise. Right, they said the biggest ever for a Yakuza. That's huge. Like the biggest ever success they've had for that franchise. But what I like that they did is, even though I'm a turn-based guy, the series was predominantly an action, you know, kind of RPG. So
Yeah.
what I like that they're doing is say, look, we're not going to neglect this whole base that loves it for this reason. We got Judgment for you guys, right? Judgment will be in the style that you like. And Yakuza, because of the success of turn-based with the franchise, they're going in. Me and Attic just talked about it. And I'm excited, man. That means more games are coming. I love Japanese games on Xbox. I love that these games are not missing Xbox. Because last generation, we know what would happen.
They were.
You know, where's Persona? Where's Yakuza? Where's this? And as an Xbox fan, it hurt like to see these games not even, coming over to the platform. So I love, and I got to shout out Phil. He's been very aggressive. I told people when the Series X launched and Yakuza was I believe it was a 3 to 6 month exclusive or whatever it was on next gen on, I said, that's a big deal to launch first on Xbox. That's a huge deal. We've got to support this game. And I know it's not on Game Pass yet, mine. It's coming. But I tell my gamers, support this if you want to see more of these titles. So super pumped, super excited. This was probably the best news for me this week when I saw that come across my line.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna let everyone else go, but I obviously have to fanboy a little. But I got super excited for this. The switch to turn-based, really, this is what got me into the series. I've tried Yakuza 0. I don't like the combat, like Amon was saying. But Yakuza, like a dragon, I convinced my friend to play it. He loved it. He's in now. He because it's turn-based. There's a community for the turn-based, and I think it makes sense even story-wise, because if you played Like a Dragon, you know Ichiban views the world like Dragon Quest, and Dragon Quest is turn-based. So they literally committed to his character. If he is the main character going forward, we're done with Kiryu. He had his 6 games. We now have Ichiban's story. So it makes sense to stick turn-based. And I do like that they're keeping Judgment, so you can still have the Yakuza flavor, the combat you're used to. And then they followed that up with an announcement of a new Judgment game. So they gave you the new version of Judgment, the Series X version, and then gave you a new game to look forward to. So it's not like, oh man, I didn't like Like a Dragon. Well, now you got the new Judgment games to play. So there's still that. So I think Sega absolutely killed this announcement.
Absolutely. Last point, as a Sega fan, and a Dreamcast fan, to me, Shenmue was like a cutting edge moment in Sega history. And I always felt Yakuza to me is the spiritual successor of this open world, living world. Just it feels alive with the characters, the city. It feels like a moving city, that kind of stuff. So it's good to see, man. It's good to see this game get the success and reach these new audiences and just blow up. And I love to hear stuff like that. So yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. Tom, I feel like you've been wanting to say something.
I did, but the hell is all gone now. No, but yeah, I'm excited for it. Like, I love the turn-based style of Yakuza. This was my first Yakuza game I actually played. So the first experience was turn-based. So if the future ones are turn-based, I'm not gonna complain. But with that said, I'm glad that they're appeasing the people who love the action combat. Like Judgment, I've looked into it a whole lot, and that game looks super interesting. I love the fact that you're like a detective in that one. And I might pick Judgment up because it has a Series X update, and I might have to pick up the next one as well. I'm just super interested in now I'm invested in this Yakuza world because of this. And if people are like us, just newcomers coming into this, the franchise is only going to get bigger from here. So Sega's definitely killing it. And they were saying that they want to publish more multi-platform games now with Atlas and whatnot. There was so many games that I've missed out on, like on the PS3 era, for example, especially because we didn't really get a lot of JRPGs on the Xbox 360 that only came on the PS3, or games like Persona on the PS4. I want all of this stuff to eventually flow onto us as well. And if Sega keeps killing it like this, I think we're gonna get a bunch of new games on Xbox, and everyone's gonna be happy.
Yeah, that's a good transition into the second part of that statement. Talk about Atlas. And if you know Atlas, they have games like Catherine Full Body and they're a little weirder titles, but they're known for Persona. Persona, I think 3 and then 4 Golden and 5 Royale and Strikers. I think that's really they've come into their own with these last few Persona titles, and we haven't got them on Xbox. You can't play them if you're only in the Xbox ecosystem. That might change. Phil's being aggressive, but Tom, Tom, sounds like you're excited for Persona. You a Persona guy, Elsie?
I actually only played one, like way
Okay.
back in the day. So I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest Persona guy. Not that I have anything against the series. I
Mhm.
want it. I want to play it. I remember my boy Kaibatsu. He's huge into it. And I always try to feel people like, sorry, so what's the time investment? He'd be like, yeah, 100 and something out. I'm like, Jesus. So it was one of those moments where I'm like, all right, I'm playing all these other games. I can't commit to that right now, but I will say this. If it comes to Series X, you know what I'm saying? And we most likely we're hearing the rumblings with Atlas. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I've heard tremendous things about 5. He's even a character in Smash, I believe, was a Joker and stuff like that.
Yep.
So yeah. That gotta go there. I have to eventually, get that stain off my resume that I haven't played, a recent one. But I actually played one of the original ones from way back, I think PS2 days, and I liked it. Like the kids in the school and
Yeah.
and it was like deep subject matter, and I'm like, oh, this is really, really cool back then. So I could only imagine how the series has evolved.
Absolutely. Amon, you're a Persona. You like Persona, right? Is this news getting you
Yeah. I
excited?
play Persona 5 is the only one I played. I want to play Persona 4, but I have nothing to play it on because it's only on PS Vita, and I don't have a PC that can run Persona 4. I'm gonna say it. All right, Persona games are coming to Game Pass this year. I'm
This
fairly
year.
certain of it.
Explosive.
I'm
Boom.
fairly certain of it.
Boom. Amon said it. Let's go.
He likes to. He
It's
likes
official
to.
now.
Yeah, he likes to drop these. Garrett, I'm not meaning to leave you out of the conversation. I know you're not a
Oh,
JRPG
dude.
guy.
I don't got
it.
much to say on it.
Yeah.
Yakuza, great game. Like I didn't get that far. I finished up the old folks sequence. That's how far I got
Oh,
through
I
it.
know where
But
you at. Yeah, I know you. I know
right.
you.
Like
It's a crazy
I'll be as vague
situation,
as
right?
possible, but the people who played the game know exactly where I'm
Oh,
at.
I know
right?
exactly where you at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Like good job on Sega. Great. I personally like their sequencing of it, but in like turn-based, Wasteland 3 definitely takes the cake for me. Being able to like set up things before the fight.
Yeah,
I want
gotta
to see
get
more of that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
gotta get
But
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's my little
Yeah.
semi
Wasteland 3,
take on
I'm
it.
with you, bro. Wasteland 3 is like the hardcore turn-based thing. And I think,
Yeah.
see, as turn-based fans, most of us here seems, right? Thing that we love is that minutia that you talk about, like the XComs and that kind of stuff, the tactics. The problem is I've noticed getting my friends who are not into turn-based into that, they can't get into it. But Yakuza, because again, it's that cinematic, I guess maybe the characters are bigger and the just the bombastic nature of it, and it's a little bit more interaction. I hate to use this word, but we might get the casual guys to get in on our turn base. This is how we lure them in. We get them with Yakuza. Then we like, okay, look at this tactics. Look at this wasteland. And then we
Yeah,
create the fever. So we gotta promote Yakuza so that we can get them into this genre that we know is the best. I'm being
Oh,
messy.
and I'll even be specific because I'm like a surface level turn-based guy. It
Okay.
was the homeless mage that made me love Yakuza. Like, oh my god, when that guy threw the bird seed, I bust
Yeah.
a gut.
And the bad brother. Oh, he's the best Namba. Namba, shout
No,
out.
yeah. His spells are hilarious. He gets funnier. He gets more funnier spells the more you level him up.
Oh,
His
dude, that guy's
his
awesome.
flame breath smell where he drinks
Yeah.
alcohol and then like it's ridiculous. Like he gets
So over the top. The game is out of control.
no. I love Yakuza. I love Persona. I've played Persona 4 Golden on Steam, which is and it's not very intensive. So I'm surprised any PC can't run that. Amon. But fantastic game. I platinum Persona 5 Royal this year, just a few months ago. Took me 87 hours. 87 hours, one playthrough. Royal is easier than the original game to platinum. It's also better than the original game. So if you're looking, go pick up Royal, or as Amon said, wait, we might see it on Game Pass this year. So I
No, we will.
definitely
Amon said it. It's not
we
Amon.
will. Yeah,
Amon
sorry.
said it.
Amon,
It's a go.
insider leak here.
Go.
So I love all these moves. I'm glad that Xbox is getting more JRPGs and Phil is really being aggressive to appeal to not only Japanese markets, which we've talked at length. I think xCloud is big over, it could be big because they love the Switch over there, but appealing to the JRPG fans in the States. because we really missed out last generation. We were deprived of JRPGs, so I'm glad to see him rectifying that. We'll move into our only rumor this week, and it's, guys, are Steam games coming to consoles? Valve president Gabe Newell at a Q&A was asked this question and responded with a cheeky comment, "You'll get a better idea of that by the end of this year." So what do we think? We gonna see some Valve Steam games over on
I wish he came to my high
Xbox?
school. I
Huh?
wish he came to my high school.
I mean,
Nice.
we've
You guys
already
educate me.
we've had Orange Box before. I mean, so
Sure.
is this just gonna be the same games that they're releasing because they don't make games? Like Valve doesn't make games at all anymore. So
Yeah.
we'll get Half-Life 2 again. Great. Portal 1 and 2. Okay, I'll play Portal 2 again. I love that game. But it's like, you guys ain't really doing anything anyway, so it's like whatever.
What you think, Wayward? I'm curious what you guys
Is
think.
it okay? Is
What
it just
if
their
Steam launched a
games
console this
or what?
holiday?
Because I think it's heavily dependent on the Epic Apple court case.
Mm.
Because I think Steam games would like to just like put Steam on Xbox, right? We already got the mouse, we already got the keyboard. Imagine getting some Steam sales in there, but that would probably piss off Microsoft at the headquarters level, right? Dipping into the pockets. Consoles sort of got like a little elitist thing going on where I think we were talking about last show, where we don't have that same variety of people to go to for our games. You got the Xbox store for Xbox players. For PlayStation, you got the PlayStation store. So I think that would shake up the dynamic terribly. But it all depends on what their crystal clear picture of what they want to do is, right?
Mm. Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, I'm glad you brought this up. I didn't know about this, but I don't know. It's such a weird dynamic with those two because initially Gabe used to say disparaging things about
Uh-huh.
Microsoft back in the day, and then now that Microsoft has been growing and Phil is at the helm, and they've been way more keen to put Xbox games on Steam. We've seen the success there, to the point where it's like, not that they're neglecting their own store, but they're no longer ignoring Steam. Before, Microsoft used to kind of bull rush into the PC market, like we're going to do it on our own, and we're you just got to come to us kind of thing. And I think what's happened is when you've seen the success of a Grounded, right? You see the success of a Microsoft Flight Simulator, and now Halo Master Chief finally on it. This could be beneficial. I mean, I've heard rumblings in the past, about things, but I don't know. I mean, now let me ask you this question. Let me ask, where was this statement Gabe said, and how long? Like, what was the exact statement? I'm curious.
The exact statement was what I read. You'll get a better better idea of that by the end of the year.
And the question was posed to him in reference to Microsoft and Steam's relationship, or
No.
It was at a Q&A in a high school, I believe in New Zealand, where he lives, and it was a kid asking, "Will you ever put Steam games on consoles?" And that was his comment, was you'll get a better idea of that by the end.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I'm with Tom though, because it's like they don't make it. I don't know what that means. I mean, it could be. I don't want to go too crazy with this. He could just, not that he's BSing, but it's just like, what does that really mean? You're not making games, but the only thing I can think is that the relationship gets better in some capacity. And I'm not going to go too crazy just yet. Pie in the sky. Oh, it definitely me. I ain't a mind yet. I ain't trying to put it out there, but I'm just saying, like, look, maybe the relationship gets better. We'll see more Xbox stuff. I don't know yet if it'll be the other side, coming over. So we shall see. But interesting, very interesting.
From my perspective, I'm not going to go to where Garrett jumped, where Steam come to console. I don't think that'll ever happen. If I had to speculate, and as Mr. Matty Play says, nothing wrong with a little speculation. If I had to speculate, I would say this either means Xbox would get VR support for Valve's VR headset, or Half-Life Alyx is just going to come to PlayStation VR, because technically, he didn't say Xbox, he said console.
Yes, good point. Yeah,
Because from all accounts, that's a good game. I can see them wanting that on other VR platforms.
Yeah. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. We've got to see. I mean, we do know Sony's relationship seems to be more in line with Epic, and maybe like I said, at very least, I think that Microsoft's relationship with Steam will improve. You know, it just the issue comes down into what capacity, how much more will they integrate, how much more will they play nice with each other, and you know, we're hearing big news this year, big news E3, big news. Every time I speak to certain people or you see insiders, they like, you guys are not going to be ready for what's going to happen. Is this one of those type of things? You know, we hear Nintendo rumors. We've heard these kind of things for the longest, but apparently this is the year stuff is supposed to happen, you know, game changing stuff. So we'll see.
Absolutely.
Well, what I think is, we could be getting the Steam, the Valve backlog, like games such as Portal and Half-Life, on Game Pass. That could simply be it.
Yeah, that could simply be it. Like I said,
I
well,
think Portal 2's already on Game Pass.
I'm
I
not
downloaded
sure.
it not too long ago. I'm not sure if it was in my catalog or Game Pass, but yeah, I put it on my console.
I see you responded to Yellow Devil in the chat there, Lord. I was gonna shout out. Great choice. Great choice. Funny story, when I beat that boss for the first time, I played We Are the Champions as a kid and ran around my house because I was so proud.
Yes.
Hardest difficulty. It was a good moment. My friends playing Phantasy Star. I put thousands of hours into episode
so
1.
much. Oh yeah, so much, bro. Yeah. Shout out to Yellow Devil with the question. As far as what was my hardest boss, but yeah, I remember being young and the Dark Force bosses in those games broke me. Like I was just like same thing. I was just like, oh my lord, yeah. So yeah, Phantasy Star 1 and 2, you know, Genesis, and the first one was on Master System, but yeah, those games were classic. Still, well, play 2, I believe now on Xbox, like the Genesis collection, I believe.
All right. Well, that does it for the news and rumors this week. We do end every show with with a fun topic. Amon is the one introducing the fun topic this week. I have the list up if you want me to read them, Amon. If not, you can certainly do it. But if not, I will go ahead.
The first fun topic for today is, should Xbox revamp their achievement system?
Who's that first? Who's going first? Yeah. Yes. Okay, we got one.
And
Tom, what you
I'll
got?
even give like a 15-second little blurb. Not only
Let's
that,
go.
but like, you know how there's a platinum trophy
Yes.
for
Talk
PlayStation?
about it. Talk
I
about it.
feel instead of a platinum trophy, they could release some like Master Chief's helmet for your avatar.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, that
okay.
So imagine that, or like what's another game that you could do? The drill for BioShock. So you could just show off your best platinum games with the gear on your avatar. I think that would be sweet.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
And that means I would
I
have
like
to care
that.
about my avatar. Does anyone dress it up anymore?
I mean, I
I
dressed
go
mine up
into
at the
that thing
start,
about
yeah.
every 6-7 months, yeah.
But this could make you care about it. Like on
That is
PlayStation,
true.
how you want the platinum trophy, and you get that like level system now. Like I try. I don't chase them, but I have a few
Right.
platinum trophies. I go for them if I'm like I could get this. Would
Yep.
this not make you be like, I could make my avatar look pretty sweet?
As long as
Yeah.
I can show them off somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah,
Well,
they got. I agree.
What's your opinion, Tom?
I think. Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry.
I mean, the achievement system could definitely use revamping. I've always thought that the PlayStation system was much better. Instead of having like a physical, huge number that just keeps increasing, I think the leveling is just so much better, and it's keeps things more composed, I guess. Right now, the gamer scores is just extremely wild. I don't like if someone has like 5 million points. I don't care. You have 5 million points. You played Barbie's Adventure 3 times. A lot of people just play these easy games, and I feel like a lot of the achievements now, like, remember when we played the 360, like these arcade games only had like 300, 400 score. Now these games have like 1,000, 2,000, and like they're dirt easy to get. To me, now achievements, like, if you're really gonna hunt for them, they really don't mean anything anymore. So it definitely should be revamped. I have no idea what they can do to fix it at this point, but they got to do something.
Mon, I cut you off, so please go.
So I think every game you 100% or complete, I think you should get like a badge, and then when you go to your profile, you can see like a collection of badges there, like of all the games you've completed or stuff. So I think that would be a creative take on it.
That would be nice. I think Steam does something similar. When you
Yeah.
go to view profile, I have all my badges there.
Mhm.
Something like that would actually be
Yeah.
really nice.
All right,
Yeah.
so we got avatar items and Pokemon badges. Lord Cognito, what's your idea?
Yeah, I agree. I think the badge system is great. I think at this point, you know, they were the first in the space with achievements, but I have to admit, PlayStation truly elevated it with trophies and the platinum stuff like that. The badge system sounds cool. I got two feedback things. One, I missed for a short time, I believe during the Xbox One era, they had this thing called like achievement art or something like that. And you could like list your five, you know, things that are most proud of in your profile. And at the time, Xbox One was killing it with achievement art. I remember I had like Rise, Son of Rome, and all this great art with different achievements and stuff like that. So I want achievement art to come back. You know, I miss that because it really, especially if it's a game you care about, you want to showcase the five that are most important to you. You know, and then you can kind of update your rotation with that. And yeah, we definitely just because, like you said, Tom said, we all know people manipulating this system. You know, they buying, like you said, the Barbie games and these weird games just to get 1,000 game score. The number doesn't hold the same weight anymore. You know, it really doesn't. So I agree. It needs to be a revamp, and hopefully, hey, if you can't beat them, you got to join them. You got to copy them. So copy
Yeah,
that trophy, call it something else, do something, because that is a way better system at this point.
I agree. I don't have anything else to add. You guys are nailing it. My thoughts exactly. So we want to move on to the next topic there, Amon.
Yeah. So the next one is, how can Xbox improve their operating system or the user interface? So like nitpicks and how you think it can be better than it
By
already is.
giving me a no badgering button. God damn it!
Throwback.
Mhm.
What do I want?
That's a good one. That's a good one. How can they improve the OS? I'm gonna be honest with you. Like when the gens first started, let's be honest, right? And we heard PS5 was revamping and Xbox is staying the same. At first, it kind of had a negative connotation. I'm like, damn, I ain't changed. It's the same, you know. But I ain't gonna lie to you. Now I'm on PS5. I hate the new UI on
Yes,
PS5.
it's terrible.
I can't stand. I'm one of the few. I don't know if I said this publicly. I miss the old way, and I think they've lost a lot of their flavor with dynamic background. Like I felt with PlayStation 4, I could personalize, and it was my PS4, and it loaded up. And now Xbox is doing those things, right? When I load up. You're gonna like this, mother. Like I got my Gears tags, I got my Gabe, you know what I'm saying? And I can have my dynamic stuff going on. And the cool thing about it, I feel like feature-wise, you know, we've got consistency. So as far as adding new things, I mean, I do think it's faster. I'm more to me, I don't live in the UI as much, right? So for me, I like being able to I think the cool thing they do is they let me customize it the way I want. I can put the games where I want. I have a list of pins where I want and my apps where I want, kind of thing. So, you know, it's not too much I really go after them in reference to that. Just calm down on the advertising, you know what I'm saying? And other than that, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as it's speedy, fast, and it gets to what I need to do. It don't need to be a 4K thing because I seen over there. I rather the resources go all towards the game. We've been through Connect. We've been through resources allocating when they not going to the game, and we seeing lower resolutions and stuff like that. Put the allocation on the games, and that's what I got. Unless you guys can think of something I didn't think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the home screen should just have games and the store. It shouldn't have all those mini adverts and all that stuff. Yeah, I think that's about it for that.
It's funny because
Oh, maybe they could add the picture-in-picture thing they have on PlayStation.
You want
Where you can,
Snapback?
we had it
You
last
want,
year.
you want the resources going together.
Nobody used it. Nobody used it.
I did.
Yeah.
I didn't even
I
know we had
used it. I did use it, but you know, from what I was told, you know, these guys have the analytics, and when they make these type of cuts. It's the same thing with Shockley with the digital out. Remember when the digital out got removed from these systems?
Yeah.
And I was shocked because I was like, damn, I use it. And you thinking that, because we use it as a gamer selfishly, we think we're the majority, but they've got the metrics and it really wasn't being used. But trust me, brother, like I was that guy that had like ESPN in the corner or whatever, like my game, what was it, the TV One Guide, and I was playing the game and I had the joint. Like I love that stuff. You know what I mean? I thought it was next generation. I didn't have a problem with it, but unfortunately the numbers didn't back me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tom.
The only thing I would change with the OS now is just streaming functionality. Right now, the only way to do it, you have to pull up the Twitch app or the Mixer app. There should be integrated in, and you can choose where you want to output it. Maybe with some basic overlays that doesn't destroy your resources on the console, but that would be convenient for a lot of people to start getting into streaming. Right now, I can just plug in my Elgato to my PC, so it's not an issue for me. But when I saw it, I was like, this is really lacking, and it can definitely be much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got one. I remember now. I got you now. They have to update the sharing functionality on Xbox to social media. It is horrible. I'm sorry. I love y'all, the team, but it's not it. It's not it. I'm on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
I can press the share button. I can resize. I can do this. I can make a video. I can take a screenshot from a clip in the video. It is so much easier with Series X and Xbox. Sometimes you pull a clip up and like it freezes and it knocks you out of the game. Sometimes it interferes with quick resume. Sharing needs a revamp. Now, again, I got confirmation that they are doing it, right? But yeah, the way that old system is antiquated. They've got to update. Even HDR, like if you have to turn HDR off or all your sharing, it's very dim when it goes to like Twitter and you're sharing your clips and your screenshots. So yeah, sharing big. That's the last thing that I'm on them about. They got to get that fixed big time.
That's interesting. Mine is kind of in the same vein, and it's more editing features for when you make clips and like, why am I limited to like, what is that, a minute, 30 seconds? Like we should be able to record longer. We should have better editing for that. I love that I can pull it up on my phone or pull it up on my PC and all my clips are right there. That's great, especially like when I'm making some videos for the channel. I've had some issues lately with it though, where they don't look as good as they should, or they're not, that's not the clip I recorded. So like, I think improvement in that aspect is really what I would like. So similar vein to you.
Yep, I agree.
Ooh,
And
I have one. This isn't really an improvement, but they should add more dynamic themes. I know we just got the original Xbox One.
Yeah, it looks so
We just
good.
got 2 this week.
Yeah,
It looks so good.
yeah. So they should have more of those.
Yeah, and game specific ones for their franchises.
Exactly.
That's what PlayStation did well. I would log in and Ghost of Tsushima come out. I got the thing with the cherry blossoms and the music, and I want fully commit to their first party. When these games come out, you have a dynamic theme because it personalizes it. That's why PlayStation fans really connect with their first party exclusives. Like it's fan service. You feel emotionally connected. That's what I want Xbox to do. Could you imagine having a Hellblade 2 Senua sacrifice? She's breathing and you know what I'm saying? You're seeing the chick, like you're gonna go crazy. You hear the voices in your thing. Like it would be crazy, bro. Like they gotta really go all out, especially with all these franchises, especially, but there's all these things they're picking up as far as studio wise. I want them to embrace that.
That would be awesome. I love that. All right, Amon, last question before we end the show.
All right, the last one is popular games we hate and unpopular games we love. Oh god, I'm gonna break the internet.
I mean, popular.
Just want me to start listing it off.
Yeah, I would say popular games I hate or eat. Like I don't like Fortnite. I don't like Call of Duty.
I feel you.
Yeah, I mean, basically those big battle royale type games I don't enjoy, and they're super popular. So not for me.
I want to go last. You guys go.
This is hard.
Let's go, Tom. It's hard. It's good. It's a good question.
The popular game I hate is definitely Fortnite. I don't like the game just because the kids are just way better than me. I'm not gonna play. So
No,
I'm
man,
not
I
even gonna lie.
liked it till
I'm not gonna lie.
Then like Builder Pro came out.
Yeah.
We all started losing.
They built a caster right in front of me. I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
not playing this anymore. But dang, the one that a game that I hate that's not popular. That's a hard one.
That's a hard one. Yeah, that's a hard one. That's a.
I might need a pass. Garrett, what's your popular
Gary,
one?
what you got?
My game that like I really love that most people hate, definitely hands down Fallout 76.
Ooh.
I still load that up and
Okay.
like I have so much fun in that, and it's actually become in a sad way the opposite for me. Like everyone's saying like, "Oh, the game's so much more alive now." I don't know. I'm a pretty social person. Like my big thing with the looking for groups. So like within the first week of Fallout 76 coming out, I had enough friends on that thing that I would just fill up a server and go. We had so much fun for hours. Now when I load it up, the world is a lot more cool and everything, but I actually just had a moment the other day where I loaded it up and I was just sitting on my little like camp balcony and I was staring out, and then the camera sort of just panned at this weird angle, and I was like, holy crap, I actually took a screenshot of that on my first nuke that I ever did. And there was like another 15, 16 people in this picture, and I'm just standing here alone now. This is so sad. Nobody's playing this shit anymore.
Thanks. Oh, this is
Right?
good, man.
So like it touched me a little bit. I was like, damn, this game's so much fun. And then yeah. But yeah, that's my game that most people don't like, but I'll always play it.
Mine most people don't like when it's easy because I've been riding the Destiny train for so long and I get so much crap. They're like, you're still playing that garbage? Oh my god. I'm addicted to the gunplay, bro. It's Bungie, it's the gunplay, and you know, cooperatively, I just met so many real life friends because of that game. They have one of the best communities. So I think
I agree with that.
yeah, the combination of the community and the gunplay is what keeps me. I don't get tired of it. It's so weird, and people make fun of me. And for all the Destiny killers out here, there's still only one champion standing. So as much crap as I get, I've been through the divisions, I've been through the anthems, I've been through the outriders, I've been through all these killers, and Destiny's still here. So that's one. As far as the opposite game, that is loved, that I was going to say Fortnite, but I can't anymore. The only reason why we all hated it. The reason why I can't is because Fortnite is so transformative and disruptive in what it accomplished in the industry. It championed crossplay. It championed so many things. It made Epic get an Epic Game Store to challenge Steam. So I can't put that. I think now it's probably, I'm kind of done with COD a bit. Yeah, I think I'm done. You know, I'm with you. I think during the Zampella days when in Infinity Ward, yes, that was changed the game, right? That made me stop playing Halo for a while, right? I was like, damn, this is new. But once they started with the annualization and the multi transactions, and then my boys went over and they made Titanfall, so I'm team Respawn. You know what I'm saying? Like they haven't made a whack game to me yet. So Call of Duty, I can't. I'm excited for Battlefield. That's why I'm not a COD guy anymore. So yeah, it's probably Call of Duty now. Shout out to the people who still rock out, get your kill streaks and all that, but not me. I'm good. I'm done on that.
I have my game nobody likes that I like.
Oh, let's go.
Nobody else. Mass Effect Andromeda.
I can't.
You should have been.
I think that's a wonderful choice.
It is not. It is not as bad as everyone says. Is it as good as the other three? No, it is not as bad as everyone says, though. Like, it's repetitive. Yes, you do the same thing every planet, but like, it's fine. It's a solid B story. It had some technical issues at launch. That's like, whatever, but like, it's not as bad as everyone says.
I got to get your host. Hold on. I got to get him. All right. Now I feel you. Now after the fact, you got to hook up with Hoglaw. He's with you. He loves Andromeda. I will give you this. The combat is the best in the entire series. When you go land on a planet, and it feels like a world, and I will give it. I'm willing to give it a shot. I was hoping that get the 60 FPS boost because I want to go back to it. And now that it's all the issues and the bugs are corrected, but bro, when that joint launched with the faces and the busted, and
dude.
bro, come on, and we gotta admit, what is they call them, Pathfinders, is nowhere as compelling as Shepard and the characters there. But to your credit, I'm willing to give it a shot. Now that everything's fixed, I just need them to put a 60 FPS boost, and I'm willing to get it, especially because of the trilogy this week. I feel I owe it to finish that game. Now that it's finished, so I'm gonna give you a shot. I'm gonna give you a shot now and see what happens.
You hit me up after it gets that boost eventually, and you let me know.
I'm just waiting for the boost. I'm a little bougie. I need a boost now. I need 120. I need 60 or something.
Who's supposed to go?
Who they get?
Oh yeah, my last
Amon. Yeah, and Amon and Tom.
All right, so there was the one that's the one I don't like, or the one I did like that no one likes.
The one you like.
There's this game called Atlas. It's by the makers of Ark: Survival Evolved.
Ooh,
When the game came out, it was the buggiest mess. For some reason, this game was bombed to hell because there was pretty much a copy paste of Ark, and they just added boats. That's all they did in this. They did no development effort. I can acknowledge that fact. But the game actually offers so much fun stuff to me that I can overlook you guys being lazy. You can actually build your own ships in this game. And if you thought Sea of Thieves was fun, think Sea of Thieves combat, but think about it. But you spent 20 hours building that ship, right? And then it got sunk.
Mm-hmm.
What about the time investment there? It's fun.
That's so sad.
And then you wasted 20 hours, but yeah.
It's sad.
All right.
I was gonna say The Witcher.
Mm-hmm.
The Witcher. No, that's a
good
popular.
one.
But what was the question? Was a popular game, right? I mean, a game that's not popular.
Yeah, The Witcher is popular.
I hate The Witcher 3. I say that every episode. There's nothing new on that.
Yeah. We talk about that. Now, Amon, you're gonna go, but I wish I could make a side bet with someone because I guarantee I know what you're gonna say. I guarantee I know what you're gonna say. So why don't you get it out of the way? Why don't you come on?
All right. For my unpopular games, which I love, I have two here. Number one, Cyberpunk.
Yeah, there we go.
I love Cyberpunk 2077. And the second one is Telltale games.
Oh.
I really enjoy Telltale games.
Me too.
So that's why he was playing The Walking Dead.
I just started playing The Walking Dead, and wow, the story is really, really good. It's really immersive. I'm really getting into it, and yeah. Okay, for the popular game, which I don't like. All right, I have two for this again. No, I think I'll just go with one for now. I don't want to break the internet. Okay, Halo Combat Evolved.
I knew it. I knew it.
You're gonna have to get him off. You're gonna have to get him off this podcast.
Right?
Who's paying me some money? I knew it.
If you're looking for new guests, let me know. I mean, I got. So you allowed. You know who shares you is Jez Corden. Jez Corden feels Halo's overrated. He doesn't.
I know Jez Corden.
He doesn't.
I think Halo's overrated as a franchise. It is overrated.
You just don't like you can't sprint.
Yes, that's what you complain about, dude.
No,
I can't
I
run.
have played Halo with you. You're like, where's the
better,
sprint
though.
button?
Doom, Wolfenstein, they're both so much more better than Halo. As a whole,
But Wolfenstein has a
Why?
different.
Because you could back up and hide. Halo, there was no sprint away button. You had to figure out how to fight.
Yeah, Doom
Can I ask how old the gentleman is? Not that I'm trying to age shame. Oh, you're boy. Okay, it makes sense. No, I get you. Now, from your perspective, looking at Halo now, I can totally understand how you like, what, this is slow. What are people talking about? I get it. You got, all I would say is put yourself in a time capsule. At that time, consoles were told you can never do FPS on a console, right? So this game not only proved that it can, but it played well and it was smooth. So all the features that you're used to with ADS and sprint and fast movement and 60 frames and all that stuff, I get it. It's going to seem like molasses to you and it's going to seem antiquated to you. But at its time, it was transformative. There was nothing like that. So that's the only thing I would say. Now, let me, I just got one more question to your point. Now what 5 and stuff like that, even with 5, did that improve your liking of Halo, or still like, this is
I like the
antiquated?
gameplay in 5, but then the story was not
Okay,
there.
got you. I'm with you. Okay, no. What you're saying is fair based on, you know what I'm saying, your history. It makes sense. I can totally understand.
Yeah.
I'm old. I get it. I can understand. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, trust me when I tell you there was nothing like it on console. Like if you would have saw like GoldenEye and the stuff that preset it, it's night and day. Halo was transformative. So that's what it was. That's really what it was. It was a time capsule for the moment.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think that sums it up perfectly. Aman, we'll let you stay on the podcast for now. For now, you know. But that's going to do it for Project XTalk. It's been a great episode, if I do say so myself. Lord Cognito, want to thank you again for coming on. And please, once again, shout out wherever I can find you.
Yo, first off, I gotta be honest. Didn't know a lot about you guys coming in. You know what I mean? And I know me and you were talking for a while, and you guys run a good podcast, man. This is a good podcast. I really enjoyed myself. Had a lot of fun. Love the disagreeing points. Sometimes I like it when you get in a podcast and not everybody's all, we're on the same page. Sometimes you need that little tension. So you guys got something good. I'll definitely spread the word out. I really had a lot of fun, guys. This is really, I didn't even believe, the time flew by that fast. So shout out to you guys with X Talk. This was a lot of fun. You know me on Twitter at Lord Cognito. Please support if you can. And Iron Lord podcast every Sunday 1 p.m. I give you exclusive. We will have Jason Schreier. Jason Schreier will be in the room. We'll talk press start. We'll talk about his latest book. Talk about some latest stuff in the industries. Crunch is going to come up. So we may talk about that and stuff like that. So check us out. That'll be Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you're into Destiny or looter shooters, we will be Friday morning, 9 a.m. The Last Word with my partner, Ibantis. We would talk about what's going on with Destiny, the new season. If you're trying to get back into it, you can find that kind of stuff out. And last but not least is lordsofgaming.net. Please check out the website. Really good opinion pieces, a lot of great articles, reviews, things of that nature. So again, it's by gamers, for gamers. Check us out. Appreciate the support, man. And also, last but not least, my brother King David. If you're into statues, if you're into comics, if you're into what's going on in the MCU and DC universe, all that stuff, please check him out also on ILP. He has a section called King of the Statues, and where he has statues that cost more than a lot of my rent. So if you want to, I don't advise you to follow him as far as the spending. But if you really want to get an appreciation of these pieces, and the cool thing about it, if you're not into statues, if you're into the character, he will give you tremendous breakdowns and synopsis of the character in comic book lore. Stuff I didn't even know about characters that I like. So check that out. And yeah, man, this is a great time, man. Salute to Project XTalk. This is fire.
Well, I think we all can. I'll say it for everyone, but we really appreciate the kind words, and we're really glad you came on and gave us a chance, and we're glad you had a good time. So
Fantastic.
it's great. So maybe one day we can have you come back and
oh yeah, we'll
grace
do it
us
again,
with your
brother.
presence again.
We'll do
great.
it again, brother. And we'll get some of the other lords to come through too. Invite some of the lords too. We'll do it, man, for sure.
That would be great. But we'll end the show. Tom, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at AlpacaTom. You guys can play with me on Xbox if you guys want. I just changed my gamer tag, so it's way too greasy now. So feel free to add me on there.
Why?
Get your
Why
man. Get your man.
It's just-
hilarious,
I
yo.
was
Lather
looking
me up
down
with
that
some
the other
oil.
day. I was like, where did Tom go? And then I'm going down, like I see your picture. I was like, way too greasy. No, Tom. No.
Get your man. He lives. That's what's up.
Aman, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me at Aman_M05 on Twitter. I recently started a YouTube channel. It's just called Aman. I'm still trying to figure the name out, so check that out.
And Garrett.
You could find me at WaywornG on Twitter and Xbox, and you could probably find me on our Twitch channel later tonight. Well, namely, I don't know, 6.5 hours from now. I gotta go pretend to work for a bit, but I'm going to be doing a biotic playthrough of all the Mass Effects with
Ooh.
Femshep. But
Woo!
yeah, the crowd
Nice.
can do most of the big interactions. I've played it through so many times. I don't know. I was just, fuck it, let the audience decide.
So if anyone wants to watch that, if you're awake at around 1 a.m. Eastern time, go check him out. He'll be streaming on our Twitch channel. It's Project XTalk. I've been Kevin, aka the Muffin Mon. That's a 1 instead of an I and an O instead of an A. That's my Twitter handle, gamer tag. Come hit me up. We'll chat games. We'll play some games. But we really appreciate everyone watching, and we will see you next week.